Hey everyone, welcome back to the BS Coins with channel where we dig through pocket change and turn it into treasure. Today, we're talking about a humble little coin that has collectors absolutely losing their minds. The 1985 D Washington quarter. Now you might be thinking, it's just a quarter, right? Oh no, my friend. What if I told you that one of these just hit the market with a jaw-dropping price tag of $1 million? Yeah, you heard that right. $1 million for a 25-cent piece. Stick around because I'm breaking down why this particular coin is so valuable, what to look for in your own stash, and how you might just be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it.so. Let's start with the basics. The 1985 D quarter was minted in Denver, and like most quarters, it's got George Washington's face on the front and an eagle on the back. But not all of them are created equal. While millions of these were struck, there's one out there that has collectors willing to pay a small fortune. Why? Because of a rare and bizarre mint error that makes it one of a kind. This $1 million quarter has what's called a dramatic double die error, meaning some of the design elements are doubled in a way that's easy to see with the naked eye. The lettering, Washington's profile, even the date, all of it looks like it has a shadow effect. But it's not just any double die. This one is so distinct and rare that it sets this coin apart from all the others. Now, let's talk about how a coin like this even ends up in circulation. Minting mistakes happen more often than you'd think. The US Mint is a massive operation, cranking out billions of coins a year, and sometimes things slip through the cracks. Most errors are minor, small misalignments, weak strikes, but every now and then, something truly spectacular gets out. And that's what happened with this 1985 D quarter. But here's where it gets really interesting. This quarter wasn't just sitting in some fancy collector's case for decades. Nope, it was found in regular circulation. Someone probably spit it on a soda or tossed it in a tip jar without a second thought. And now? It's worth more than most people's houses.so. How do you know if you've got one of these $1 million gems? First, check the date, 1985. Next, look for that little D mint mark below Washington's ponytail. If you see that, grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the lettering and Washington's profile. If you spot doubling, you might be holding a winner. Of course, before you quit your job and start living large, you'll want to get it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts will verify whether your coin is the real deal and assign it a grade based on its condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Come on, is there really $1 million quarter out there? I get it. It sounds too good to be true. But rare coins have been fetching insane prices at auctions lately. Just last year, another rare Washington quarter sold for over $800,000. And collectors are always hunting for the next big find. Even if you don't find the $1 million version, there are still valuable 1985 D quarters out there. High-grade examples can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And with error coins becoming more popular among collectors, the market is hotter than ever.so. What's the takeaway here? Check your coins. That change jar sitting on your dresser, the quarters in your car cup holder, there could be a fortune hiding in plain sight. And if you do find something special, don't rush to sell it to the first person who offers you cash. Get it graded, do your research, and make sure you're getting top dollar. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare or valuable coin in your pocket change? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin hunting tips, and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on the next big discovery. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Who knows? The next $1 million quarter could be sitting in your pocket right now. You're digging through your pocket change, flipping through some quarters, and bam! you find one worth over $1 million. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about the 1983p Washington quarter, a coin that could make you a millionaire. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, chatting with an old collector. He pulled out a handful of quarters and said, "Son, one of these could change your life." I laughed, thinking he was just pulling my leg. But then, he told me about a 1983p quarter that sold for $1.1 million. I thought, no way. But I went home, did some digging, and, sure enough, it was real. Now, before you go tearing through your couch cushions, let me break down exactly what makes this coin so valuable, and how you can spot one. First, let's talk about why 1983 quarters are special. If you've been collecting coins for a while, you know that most Washington quarters from the 80s aren't worth much. But 1983 was different. That year, the U.S. Mint did not release mint sets. Normally, collectors and dealers grab mint sets to preserve high-quality coins. But since they didn't exist in 1983, finding a pristine 1983 quarter is extremely rare. And here's where it gets crazy. Most 1983 quarters went straight into circulation and got beat up. So, finding a perfect, uncirculated one is like finding a needle in a haystack. Alright, now let's talk about the $1 million jackpot. A 1983p quarter sold for $1.1 million because it was in perfect condition, graded MS68+ by PCGS. That's nearly flawless. But here's the kicker. It also had a rare double die error and an incredibly sharp strike, making it one of a kind. Now, for those of you new to coin collecting, a double die error happens when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, creating a doubling effect on the letters or numbers. If you've got a 1983p quarter, grab a magnifying glass and check the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see doubling, you might be looking at serious money. Now, even if you don't find the $1 million coin, don't worry. High-grade 1983p quarters are still worth a fortune. MS67 quarters, which are nearly perfect, sell for $5,000 to $15,000. MS65 quarters, which have a few minor flaws, can fetch $500 to $1,000. Even a circulated 1983p quarter in decent shape is worth $5 to $20, which is way more than face value. The bottom line. This is a coin you do not want to overlook. Now, you're probably wondering, where do I find one of these? Well, let me give you some tips. Check your pocket change. People spend rare coins all the time without knowing it. Visit local coin shops. Dealers often have hidden gems in their inventory. Search coin rolls from the bank, buy some quarter rolls, and start hunting. You'd be surprised what turns up. Go to flea markets and estate sales. Older collections sometimes have these rarities sitting around. Look for error coins. If you see any doubling on the lettering or an unusually sharp strike, get it graded. So, there you have it, folks. The 1983p Washington quarter is a coin worth checking every quarter in your pocket for. A simple 25-cent coin could turn into $1.1 million. Now, here's what I want you to do. Go grab a handful of quarters, start searching, and let me know in the comments if you find anything interesting. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that could make you rich. We're diving into a true numismatic legend, the 1997 D Washington quarter that's been making headlines with a jaw-dropping value of $1.2 million. That's right, a modern-day quarter worth over $1 million. Imagine finding one in your pocket change and suddenly becoming a millionaire. Sounds crazy, right? But it's real, and I'm here to break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how you might just hit the jackpot with a simple 25-cent piece. Now, I know what you're thinking. How does a 1997 D quarter, something we've all handled at some point, end up being worth a fortune? Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, a collector at a coin show casually pulled a quarter out of his pocket and showed it to a dealer. The dealer's eyes widened, and within minutes, that little piece of change turned into a six-figure deal. Fast forward to today, and that same coin is making waves with a record-breaking sale of $1.20 million. So, what makes this quarter special? What should you be looking for? Let's break it all down. The 1997 D Washington quarter was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark below the "In God We Trust" inscription. Normally, this wouldn't mean much. Denver minted millions of these quarters. But here's where things take a wild turn. Some of these quarters were struck with a major minting error. This isn't just any small misalignment or weak strike. We're talking about a once-in-a-lifetime mule error, a coin that was struck with mismatched dies. In this case, the quarter was accidentally struck using a Washington quarter obverse front die and a Sacagawea dollar reverse back die. Yep, a mix-up at the U.S. Mint that created one of the rarest and most valuable modern coins in existence. Back in the late 90s, the U.S. Mint was preparing for the release of the Sacagawea dollar, which debuted in 2000. Somewhere along the production line, a Denver Mint worker mistakenly paired the quarter front with the dollar back, and a small batch of these mule quarters was struck before the error was caught. Most were likely destroyed, but a few managed to escape into circulation, and that's where the legend began. Now, here's the million-dollar question, literally. How many of these quarters are actually out there? So far, only a handful have been confirmed, but experts believe there could be more hidden in collections, coin jars, or even in everyday circulation. That's what makes this coin so thrilling. You could be holding one right now and not even realize it. So let's say you've got a 1997 D quarter. How do you know if it's the one? Check the mint mark. It must have a D below the date. Look at the reverse. If the back of the coin doesn't have the standard eagle design, but instead has the Sacagawea dollar's golden reverse, congratulations, you just hit the jackpot. Metal composition. Regular quarters are made of a copper-nickel blend, but these mule errors have a distinctive golden hue due to the Sacagawea dollar reverse. If your 1997 D quarter looks unusual in color, take a closer look. Weight check. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but these mule errors might weigh closer to 8.1 grams, like a Sacagawea dollar. Now, let's talk money. The most recent sale of a verified 1997 D mule quarter went for a staggering $1.2 million at auction. Why so much? Because this is one of the rarest mint errors ever documented. Collectors and investors are willing to pay insane amounts for truly unique coins, and this one is one of a kind. Even if you find a quarter with minor errors, it could still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. Doubled dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks can all add significant value. Let's say you check your change and find something that looks promising. What's next? Here's what you should do. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning can lower its value dramatically. Get it authenticated. Send it to a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC. Consult an expert. Reach out to reputable dealers or auction houses specializing in rare coins. Consider an auction. With a coin this rare, high-end auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers can help you get the best price. So, the next time you're digging through your spare change, keep an eye out for that 1997 D Washington quarter. It could be the most valuable quarter you'll ever hold. And who knows? Maybe you'll be the next lucky collector to cash in big. Now, before you go, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video on valuable coins that could be hiding right under your nose. Let me know in the comments. What's the coolest or most valuable coin you've ever found? I'd love to hear your stories. Hey folks, what if I told you a simple Texas state quarter, yes, the one jingling in your pocket, could be worth a staggering $1.30 million? Sounds crazy, right? But before you start rating your couch cushions, let's break down what makes this quarter so valuable, what to look for, and whether you might be holding a jackpot in your spare change. I've seen plenty of wild coin sales over the years, but this one takes the cake. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. First, let's talk about the Texas state quarter itself. It was minted in 2004 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, celebrating each state with its own unique design. Texas, the Lone Star State, got its own quarter featuring a large Texas map with a stera lasso-like rope wrapped around the design. The words, "The Lone Star State," proudly displayed. This quarter was minted in Philadelphia, P mintmark, Denver D, and San Francisco, S for proof sets. But today, we're focusing on the Philadelphia minted 2004 P Texas quarter. Now, most of these quarters are worth just 25 cents, maybe a little more in mint condition. But one rare 2004 P Texas quarter has been valued at $1.3 million. So what's the deal? Alright, let's cut to the chase. If you're thinking, what makes this one quarter so special? The answer is an extremely rare error. Some reports suggest that this 2004 P Texas quarter has a unique, possibly one-of-a-kind mint error that makes it insanely valuable. Now, keep in mind, not every rumor in the coin world turns out to be true, but if a collector is willing to pay over $1 million, then something big is happening. Here are a few possible reasons this quarter might have reached such a sky-high value. Major double die error. This happens when the coin is struck more than once by the minting press, creating a doubled image on the coin. If the doubling is dramatic, collectors go wild. Off metal strike. If this quarter was accidentally struck on a different metal planchet, like silver or gold, it would be extremely rare. Full brockage error. This occurs when a previously struck coin gets in the way of a new blank planchet, creating a mirrored image on one side. Wrong planchet error. If a Texas quarter was mistakenly struck on a dime or nickel planchet, that would be a major rarity. Now, here's where things get interesting. There's been a buzz in the numismatic community about this $1.3 million Texas quarter, but actual auction records for this price are scarce. Could it be an urban legend? Maybe. Could it be a hidden gem that hasn't surfaced for public sale yet? Possibly. But don't worry, we'll talk about how you can check your Texas quarters for valuable errors in just a moment. Alright, if you're watching this, chances are you're itching to dig through your change jar. But before you go nuts, here's how to properly check if you have a valuable 2004 P Texas quarter. Get a jeweler's loupe or a USB coin microscope. Check for doubling, odd metal composition, or off-center strikes. A normal Texas quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If yours is significantly lighter or heavier, you may have an error coin. A regular Texas quarter has a copper nickel-clad rim. If yours has a pure silver edge, it might be an ultra-rare wrong planchet error. Get it professionally graded. If you spot something unusual, send your quarter to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Graded error coins get higher auction prices. Now, let's be real. Not all Texas quarters will make you a millionaire. Here's a breakdown of what they're actually worth. Anywhere from $50 to $1,000, depending on the error. That's why that $1.3 million price tag is so shocking. It's an extreme outlier. So, what have we learned today? First, if you've got a 2004 Texas quarter, it's worth checking for errors, because you never know what you might have. Second, while there's talk of a $1.3 million Texas quarter, we still need solid proof of the exact error that makes it so valuable. Now, here's what I want you to do. Go check your quarters right now. If you find anything unusual, drop a comment below. And if you enjoy learning about valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a rare coin update. And hey, if you don't find $1 million quarter today, don't worry. There are plenty of other hidden gems in circulation, and I'll be here to help you hunt them down. Alright, folks, grab your pocket change and get ready, because today we're talking about a 1972 Washington quarter that could be worth a staggering $1.40 million. That's right, a single quarter worth more than a mansion, a luxury car collection, and probably all your bills combined. But before you start flipping over your couch cushions, there's a catch. Not every 1972 Washington quarter is worth a fortune, so we're going to break down exactly what makes this one so special, how to spot it, and why collectors are going crazy over it. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at loose change the same way again. Now, let me take you back to 1972. Gas was 36 cents a gallon, Elvis was still rocking, and the Washington quarter had been in circulation for 40 years. But here's where things get interesting. That year, the U.S. Mint struck millions of quarters, some in Philadelphia, some in Denver, and some in San Francisco. But one specific variety, a no-mint marked 1972 quarter, has collectors in a frenzy today. So, what's the deal with this no-mint mark beauty? And how does a simple quarter end up commanding 7 figures at auction? Let's start with the basics. Most quarters have a tiny letter on the front, right next to George Washington's ponytail. A D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, and no letter at all for Philadelphia. Simple, right? But here's where things get weird. The 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark should be just another ordinary Philadelphia minted coin. Nothing special. But hidden among the millions struck that year, there's a rare error, an ultra-rare variant that has turned the coin world upside down. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, it's rare, but $1 million? Really? Yes, and here's why. This particular 1972 no-mint mark quarter is a freak of nature. It has what's known as a major die variety, meaning something went terribly wrong at the mint when this coin was made. The rarest version of this quarter has an extreme double die error, where the image and lettering appear doubled, as if the design was stamped twice. But not just any doubling. This one is dramatic. You can see it clearly in Liberty, the date 1972, and In God We Trust. It's bold, it's unmistakable, and it's what makes this coin so valuable. One of these ultra-rare 1972 quarters recently sold for a mind-blowing $1.4 million at auction. Why? Because serious collectors are willing to pay big bucks for unique coins, especially when they're in mint condition. Alright, now for the fun part. How do you know if you're sitting on a gold mine? No mint mark. If there's a D or S under the date, move along. You need a plain, no mint mark quarter, bold doubling, check Liberty, the date, and In God We Trust. If you see clear doubling, start celebrating. Condition matters. The better the condition, the higher the value. A beat-up one might still be worth hundreds, but a flawless one? Jackpot. Now, even if you don't find the $1 million quarter, don't worry. There are still valuable 1972 quarters out there. Some mint state versions can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Even small doubling errors or well-preserved coins can bring in some serious cash. So, let's say you check your change and boom, you think you've found one. Don't clean it. Cleaning a rare coin can actually lower its value. Keep it as is. Get it authenticated. Send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if you've got the real deal. Auction or sell smartly. If it's valuable, consider selling it through a major auction house where collectors are willing to bid. So, there you have it, folks. The 1972 no-mint mark Washington quarter might just be the most exciting thing hiding in your pocket change. It's proof that rare coins are still out there, waiting to be discovered. So, before you spend your quarters on a vending machine snack, take a second look. You might be holding a fortune in your hand. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and let me know in the comments, have you ever found a valuable coin in your change? Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and who knows? Maybe your next quarter is worth $1 million. Have you ever gone through your pocket change and wondered if you might be holding a small fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into a modern coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm, the 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter. Believe it or not, one of these coins has sold for an eye-watering $1.50 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. A quarter? Worth that much? No way! But trust me, this is the real deal. So grab your magnifying glasses, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for to see if you've got a winner in your collection. This quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 to 2021. The Blue Ridge Parkway coin was released in 2015 and represents the beautiful winding roads of North Carolina. If you've ever taken a road trip through the Blue Ridge Mountains, you know how breathtaking those views are. The Denver Mint, mintmark, produced millions of these quarters. So what makes one of them worth more than a luxury sports car? Now, here's where things get exciting. The $1.5 million Blue Ridge Parkway quarter isn't just any regular quarter. It's a super rare error coin that collectors would give their right arm for. This particular quarter has a major misstrike that occurred during the minting process. The details are slightly off-center, and there's an unusual doubling effect on the lettering and design. Rare die variety. Some coins were struck with a unique die pair, creating slight differences in how the image and lettering appear. These tiny differences can mean perfect condition. The coin that sold for $1.5 million was in pristine condition, graded as MS69 or higher by a top grading company like PCGS or NGC. Collector demand. The America, the Beautiful Quarters have a passionate following, and when a one-of-a-kind rarity like this appears, collectors are willing to pay big money to own it. How to spot a valuable 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway quarter? Alright, so now you're probably wondering, do I have one of these $1 million quarters? Let's break it down step by step. Check the mint mark. First, make sure your coin has a mint mark located on the front, obverse, side, near George Washington's ponytail. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass and check for doubling in the letters or design off-center strikes. Any unusual marks or imperfections. Examine the condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. If your quarter looks fresh from the mint with no scratches, you could be looking at a valuable piece. Weigh your coin. Some error coins were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they weigh slightly more or less than the standard 5.67 grams. A small scale can help you determine if yours is different. Current market value of the 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway quarter. Now, you might be thinking, okay, maybe I don't have the $1 million coin, but what is my 2015 quarter worth? Great question. Most circulated 2015 quarters are worth face value, just 25 cents. But if you have one in uncirculated condition, it can fetch $2 to $1.10. If you're lucky enough to find one in MS67 or higher, you could be looking at $300 to $1,000. And if you happen to stumble upon one of those rare error varieties, the sky's the limit. If you think you've got a special 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway quarter, here's what to do next. Get it graded. Send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. This will authenticate its rarity and condition. Auction it off. Rare coins like this sell best at major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Connect with collectors. Online forums and coin shows are great places to find buyers who are willing to pay top dollar. Final thoughts. Is there a fortune in your pocket? Who would have thought that a simple quarter could be worth millions? This is why coin collecting is such an exciting hobby. You never know when you'll strike gold, or in this case, silver and copper. So, the next time you get a 2015 D Blue Ridge Parkway quarter in your change, don't spend it just yet. Take a closer look, because you might just be holding a $1.5 million treasure in your hands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket change.